God body is simple. It means you see God when you look in the mirror, and that the body of man is God, and that there's no mystery God in the sky. You are God.
Hey, what's up, fam? It's Mark Jenkins again, back with another episode of the Anabolic Mind, where we talk to people from all walks of life about wellness and how they implement it in their lives and what they're doing in the wellness field. So I'm very excited about my guest today, but we're just going to have a regular convo. It's not really like a guest interview stuff, but I just want to bring attention to some stuff that's going on that's really cool in the Netherlands and cool in the military. So without any further ado, I have my friend, Sergeant Amilia P, because she's top secret covert mission. So we're not going to get into the last name. You know, I think she's Jason Bourne, Born Identity. She's jumping out planes and stuff. So we're going to go Amilia P. keep her alias going. And I'm so glad to have and happy to thankful to have you on. How are you today?
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. My pleasure. My pleasure. So, how long have you been in the Dutch military? Let's get that going.
Yes, I started in 2001, so almost 22 years now. Yeah,
Wow.
for a very long time. Yes.
Wow. Yeah,
I enjoy it very much. So
I only did 4. I did 4. But what made you decide to join the military as a woman? I'm sure, was it that popular 21 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody in my neighborhood talked about the Navy or the Army or job in defense. But my mother actually, she went to an event, and my colleagues from recruitment, what I'm doing now, they were standing there and they gave her the flyer. And yeah, my mom, she knows me. And she gave it to me. She said, wait, maybe this is something for you. So, and I saw basically what I saw in the beginning. I was 17 years old and I saw, okay, I'm going to travel, see a lot of things of the world, and have a salary by doing all the learning for how to become a military. So I only saw pluses, and I got stuck with it and still here. Yeah.
Wow. How many women of color were in the military at that time, or did you see when you first started?
I only saw one, and we looked alike. So people
thought you were the same person.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So not that many.
And how about now?
Still not that many in the Navy, more in the Army. There are a lot of more in the Army, but in the Navy, still not that much. I spontaneously see a new lady working in the Navy, and then I'm very happy. So, but still, I have a lot of work to do to tell about my job.
It's interesting because you actually set a trend back then, not only being a female, but a female of color. In the Dutch Navy, and now you're working in recruitment.
Yes.
So what are you more reaching out to females now to get in? Or are you reaching out to sisters or women of color to get in? What do you say to them?
Yes. They asked me honestly, to be honest, and I got a lot of questions from how is it to work as a female, as a black female in the Navy, and is there sometimes things like discrimination or things like that, and how do I deal with that? And back in the beginning I had some issues, but now I think 20 years later, everything, the hashtag Me Too, or all the things about racism and discrimination is not in order for me. I'm very happy in the Navy. No things about discrimination or things like that. I'm aware that I'm one of the few ladies of color in the Navy, and I always say to those girls that I think it's my strength, because if you see me with a lot of Dutch colleagues and you see only one woman of color, then make sure that you are in a positive way and yeah, that they see you and that it's positive. That's
Right, right.
definitely what I'm saying to them. So yeah, it's working out great for me, and I don't feel threat or unsafe. I feel very good. Yeah, I'm in a very good position also, and I got to do a job that I love and that I very like, and yeah, inspire people with the same color that I have, but also it doesn't matter if you
Right.
what you are. I like to inspire everybody.
Yeah, one thing I like about the Netherlands, and that's great, and I definitely commend you for joining when you did, and for recruiting brothers and sisters now, because for me it was a life changing experience. If I hadn't received the skills I got in the military and just the confidence, because I was like just a obese kid running home from school, and me just surviving boot camp was an empowering experience for me. And then right after that, I went to the Gulf War, and at 17, I was in the Gulf War. And, by the second year in there, I had some rank. I was in charge of people. I was in charge of $1 million equipment. I was, treated like a man and an adult. And it was just a life changing, empowering experience of being this little shy little kid within a year who was running home
Mm,
from school into, men listening to what I actually have to say, and being able to look another man in the eye. There were no women in the military this day. Not that I'm sexist, so I'm old, so there was no women. There was no women in there at this time, so don't take it the wrong way. But I can just look men in the eye and feel empowered at anything and everything. So for me, it was definitely a life changing experience. But at the same time, when I went to aviation school in Meridian, Mississippi, the blacks, we couldn't leave the base because it was KKK meetings right outside the base, and the Navy
oh,
told us we're not responsible for anything that happens to you if you leave the base. To,
okay.
to give you any idea what the racial climate was in the
Yeah.
military in 1988 in the United States,
Okay.
it was very, very discriminatory. And that was one of the main reasons why I didn't reenlist.
Mm,
To be honest, just because it was just too intense, and as far as getting promoted and getting shit jobs and always getting watches and the duty, like it was a little bit too much. I was grateful for the training and the experience, but I was ready to use that in pursuing other areas of my life. But always grateful to the Navy, always have huge gratitude. But I don't think that's just the Navy. That's just the United States at that time,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
in general. But yeah, it was certainly a life changing experience for me getting in there. How did your experience change? How did you, when you got those skills and those leadership skills and that
Yeah.
and the confidence? What was that for you?
Yeah, for me, it was like, yeah, I was also 17 years old. I just came from school. I just, yeah, was basically just becoming a woman. Yeah, that I was just a little girl before I started the Navy. So, yeah, it was very, all things were new, and the exercises, the training was very tough in the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought I could handle it. I always do sports on school, so I thought that this can be easy. But yeah, that was very difficult in the beginning. But also, yeah, away from home, of course. And yeah, but basically from my home, I have we were at five at home, and I'm in the middle. So I always had a job in the house
Hmm.
to a little bit of planning, and yeah, get everything settled. So yeah, that's basically my nature, and I'm working in logistics. So yeah, I felt at home doing that kind of job.
So you
Uh,
had organizational skills from the beginning.
yes, 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 yes,
No,
yes.
not me. I couldn't even make up my bed. I was a mama's boy. I come
Ah,
back. I come back from the chow hall and find my bed out the window. I didn't know how to make up a bed. I'd be
yeah.
crying. Be crying. I was
Oh,
crying in
that's
boot
so
camp
funny.
every day. I come back to the barracks. I find my bed out the window. I'd be crying. Oh my god, I'm not gonna survive.
Yeah, that's
Nothing.
a
No,
funny
no.
thing because I always had to make my bed. And in the Navy, actually everybody in the weekend they thought we are free. But
Hmm.
I still made my bed. I was the only girl in our chamber that did that. So all the beds were outside except mine because I was used to.
So,
So that's so funny.
so
Yeah.
shout out to your mom for raising
Yeah,
you right. For
definitely.
teaching
Yeah.
you what to do. Big respect to your mom. So let's talk about what you're doing now with our recruitment and how fulfilling that is now, because you get to go back to the youth and
Yes,
talk to them
definitely.
about the benefits and training, because although I experienced a heavy amount of racism in the military, most of my friends, they're dead or in jail, that
Okay.
grew up in that time coming from Brooklyn, New York. So
Yeah.
although I had a rough way, still wasn't as rough as growing up in Brooklyn. So I'm always very thankful for my military experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to tell people the story, tell them the truth about, and be real about my experience in there, but definitely what my experience would have been outside. At that time, I was my dad died when I was 2, so my mom took me to dancing school. My family's from Antigua, West Indies. So she didn't know what to do with me. I went to dancing school with my sister, tap, jazz, ballet, modern, gymnastics, until the kids in the hood found out that I was dancing, and then I started getting bullied. So I stopped dancing, and within a year or two, I had a 45-inch waist, running home from school, getting bullied every day. I knew I wasn't going to survive. I walked past a recruiter one time, and I said, man, if I joined the military, I could get in shape and take the financial burden off of my mom, because she pretty much bankrupted herself sending my sister to Penn State, big college university. There was no money for me to go to school. I figured I could get myself together and, kill two birds in one stone. Take the
Mm-hmm.
financial burden off my mom and get myself together. And I actually failed the physical. I was so out of shape. I failed the physical, and I just started crying in front of the doctor. I said, I got nowhere to go, man. I gotta go back to the hood, nigga. And the guy felt sorry for me and let me in the Navy. I was in such
Oh,
bad
great.
shape after dancing for so many years, but just getting bullied. I started drinking 40s. I was smoking cigarettes at 16, 17, trying to fit in, but still, getting teased, not be able to get any girls. They used to call me sucking the gut in high school because I was always sucking in my stomach, and I
Oh,
couldn't play any sports because I was dancing all that time. I didn't have any sports skills. Like when
yeah.
most guys are playing ball, I was doing ballet. So I couldn't just jump on a team or anything. So I found it very difficult. And I think that's one of the reasons why I got so passionate about sports and training youth now, is because I
Ah,
didn't have an opportunity to do that. But the dancing helped so much with my coordination. It looks
mm,
like I've been playing ball like all of my life and everything. So it's
yeah.
interesting how things work. But for you, how does that feel now? Because you're actually affecting change. Like you're the person. But let me tell you what my recruiter said to me. I knew I was too out of shape for the. I was too out of shape for the Marines. No way I could get into the Army. The Air Force and the Navy are the easiest boot camps in the states. So I took the test. I scored high on the ASVAB, the evaluation, and they were fighting for me, like which one you gonna go in. And the Navy guy said, "You know what, Mark? They got McDonald's on the aircraft carrier. You should join the Navy." Told me a lie, and I signed up for the McDonald's. So that's how I ended up joining the Navy.
Oh, okay.
So that's what my recruiter told me. So Petty Officer Sosa, if I ever see you again, you and I are gonna have it out, because there's no McDonald's on the ship, and they sent me around that whole damn ship. When I finally got to a ship, they sent me around for hours. No, you're missing it. It's down the hatch. It's under the
Oh,
laughing, sending me around the whole time looking for the McDonald's. So,
yeah.
what is your experience
Oh.
as a
No,
recruiter?
I
But
tell the truth. I'm
mhm,
honest. I'm definitely honest because I think working in defense is a lifestyle,
yep,
and it has to suit you basically. And
hmm
yeah, so I tell the truth always, but I tell about my experience. When I tell about the Navy, you see, I'm always smiling. I'm not, yeah.
right,
So I enjoy the Navy, and that's what I'm trying to show them. So I tell them all the options, what they can do, and basically I start. What are you doing for a living now, and what are your hobbies? And sometimes you can connect your hobby with one of the defense choices that we have. So yeah, if you like traveling and like to be on the ships or cruises or stuff like that, then you can join the Navy. But if you like to be more on a plane, or if you want to do police work and military work. So I tell them to uh, yeah, be yourself and check out what suits you the best. So that's how I'm doing it. And if they of course like the Navy, then I'm, yeah, full out. I'm gonna tell them about my experience,
right.
about my time on board of a ship. I sailed a long time on mine hunters, so I can tell them
Wow.
about that. So yeah, basically, yeah, I try to tell them what it's gonna be like and what their options are. So I'm telling them the truth. And one thing that some people see as a negative thing is that you in the Navy you can be a lot of time away from home.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, 200 days per year. So that's a lot. But
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
yeah, but I make it positive. I said you can always tell your family which places they can visit you, and then yeah, they having a great time, and you have a great time. So yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah, my
no.
family did it a lot. So my sister always came to me in
Oh,
harbor, so that was very fun. So yeah, so that's how I'm recruiting. Yeah,
that's excellent. For me, the travel was the best part. I found myself at 17 in the Philippines, Thailand, Singapore,
nice. Yeah,
Australia, like so many different countries that, I
yeah,
never would have got access to because I was in the hood, really.
yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
I tell kids all the time today, I said, because all these kids are all about the money now. I have kids of my own now, and they're very materialistic. And it's like, yo, you can't get no money without any skills. If you don't have the skills or the discipline to actually utilize the skills, because having the skills is one thing, having the discipline to wield the skills effectively is an entirely different thing. So the lessons that I learned and the discipline that I got from the military and the organizational structure that I got is something that I use every single day.
mm-hmm.
So I'm very very thankful for the experience. I don't think
Yeah,
you should have to go to the military to get those skills. You should have an option. But as for me, who didn't have a dad, the only real male initiation process for youth in America right now is gangs or the military, where you get initiated into manhood. So if you're gonna pick one or the other, you might as well pick
yeah,
one where you can actually, yeah,
yeah,
get some skills and not end up in jail. So
definitely.
I
Yeah.
always tell people because so many people are so anti-military a lot of the times in the states. I don't know about in the Netherlands. What kind of sentiment do you guys get? You don't get that same type of
It's
vibe though, right?
it's yeah, sometimes people are a little bit skeptic, or
Right.
people are wondering what we are doing, or people have no clue. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to schools and I tell them about the defense and I ask the students, what do you think we are doing as Navy at this moment for you? What do you think that we are doing? And basically, they have no clue. So
Right.
I think
Well,
that's a big thing for me. It's like people should know what we are doing for the world to be safe and to live in freedom. So yeah, but people are skeptic because a lot of money of the government is going to defense, of course.
right.
So yeah, and now because of the war in between Russia and Ukraine, yeah, people are a little bit less skeptic for defense, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's what is happening now. So
Yeah,
yeah,
most
yeah,
people don't realize the purpose of the Navy and how
mhm,
important every Navy is to every country. They really
yeah,
don't understand how these sea lanes stay open and safe for commercial trafficking, oil tankers,
exactly, yeah,
food,
yeah,
medical supplies. They don't realize how these lanes stay open and free from pirating and from
yeah,
getting from point
yeah,
A to point B without the military actually keeping these sea lanes safe. You know,
exactly, yeah.
and that's just one of the things.
I tell them about the pirates, and they
Hmm.
say pirates
Yeah,
like Jack
yeah.
Sparrow. I said no, not like Jack Sparrow. They are a little bit more updated, but
Hmm.
yeah, they're still pirates. Yeah, want
Yeah,
to take over the ships with all the goods that you are ordering online.
yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly. So the Navy in all countries serve a very important purpose for global safety and
Mhm.
also the global economy. And I don't think people really take that into mind. Okay, so my next question for you is, what is your fitness regimen now that you've been in the Navy 22 years? What are you doing exercise wise?
Yeah, we have a lot of things because we have our yearly proof that we have to do.
Hmm.
So yeah, you have to be in shape to do that every year. And now I'm working out in the gym.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I do yeah, it's like 50 minutes ab training. I start with that with a group
Yep.
of of people, and then I go and do a like a circuit, with different
Oh, yeah,
exercises.
yeah. Circuit. Uh-huh.
Yeah, a circuit, yeah, with different exercises, and yeah, that's very nice because for me, I like to do it that way because I like to work out with people and not alone. I don't like to go alone in a gym and
Hmm.
all the fitness things that you can do, and I don't like that. I like to group
Right.
exercises, so
Cool.
I like spinning.
Nice.
That's what I
Nice.
do, and sometimes some box training. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was definitely for me being overweight when I was in there. There was two gyms on the aircraft carrier. I was on the Constellation and the Independence, and there was two gyms on each of those. So it was like heaven for me, being out
Mm.
there at sea. I could just go work out in two different gyms. There was basketball courts on the hangar bay, so we could go
Yeah.
play ball. We could go play ball,
Oh,
and they
that's
would,
nice.
when the
Yeah.
planes went up, the hangar bay was open, so then they would let the hoops down in courts. We could play ball. So it was just I learned how to jump rope in the military. So it was just a real awakening for me. And then I was trying to get as big as possible. The food is free,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
eat as much protein as I want
Yeah.
and work out. So that was an awesome experience. But you and I don't live too far from each other. I'm in the Netherlands now, fam. So we have to we got to get one in.
Yeah.
I think,
Definitely.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
not sure exactly where you live, but I know we're not that far from each other. So we
No,
have to,
no, we should check it out. We should check it out.
we
Yeah.
should
Yes.
definitely have
Yes.
to get
Yes.
together and get a
Yeah.
workout in. But let's talk about how you and I connected. So where did you
Yeah.
first hear about? Because I don't even know this. How did you hear about me?
Oh, at first I heard it in a group meeting from the recruitment. My colleague Yara, you have met her.
Yes.
Talk to it. Yeah, she told in the meeting, yeah, we are gonna do a Mark Jenkins event, and yeah, nobody heard of you, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah,
Who's
fine.
that?
So yeah, some of my colleagues immediately checked your Instagram, and I didn't do that. I was like, yeah, okay, I will see that, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun event, and maybe I will join it, maybe not. So that was the first thing. Then the second thing, I went with my colleague to the Navy base in Den Helder,
Uh-huh.
and I talked to Jeroen, your connection.
Yeah.
Basically, and yeah, he explained to me what the plan was for the Mark Jenkins experience day at the Navy. So and then he showed me your picture, and I didn't know what you were looking like, so I was like, oh, okay. So that was, so basically that was it. And then he told me, yeah, you live uh close, yeah, the
Pretty
place.
close to you, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I was, oh, okay, that can come in handy if we have to check things out, or yeah, maybe talk about the planning of the event that it's coming. So that's very handy, and maybe you can, maybe we can drive together to Den Helder, the Navy base. So yeah, that's nice. So basically, that was it. And also, as a recruitment, I'm also doing a lot of things in Rotterdam, and I am yeah, I'm trying to connect with yeah, men and women that are basically your story, that grew up in a family that didn't had much, and don't know about the opportunity to join defense. So with a lot of colleagues of mine in recruitment, we are always making plans of how to connect with the youth, and yeah, how we can tell them about what their options are. So basically, I said to Jeroen, well, if this experience day with Mark Jenkins is a success, then maybe we can do some more things together to inspire, yeah, some
Oh
new
no, that's
candidates.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, everywhere I go, like I've been in the Netherlands since December 24th, actually. I
Mm.
left the night before Christmas, just like the song.
Okay.
I left the night before Christmas. I came here, and since I've gotten here, I wanted to start a corporate wellness company. But for me, health and wellness was so transformational in my life. I always try to connect with youth organizations, no matter where I'm at, schools, kids, and try to tell them, this is how I did it. and this is how you can do it. I'm no better than you. I'm no smarter than you. I just had the discipline that I got from the military. And
Mm-hmm.
I got connected with Jeroen, and I was like, hey man, I'm trying to give back. I'm calling a lot of organizations here. I can't really connect. And the Navy was the first organization to actually respond to me and say, hey, we got some kids if you want to speak to them and really do something and get back with the community. I guess because I was in the Navy and because of my own personal story in the U.S., they hit me right back because it resonated with them, and that's how I got connected with Jeroen. And then he told
Ah,
me, you got to speak to Amilia. She's doing all the recruitment in Rotterdam, so you got to give her a shout. You're close to her. Give her a shout. And I said, man, you think she'll get on the podcast? I didn't even know you. I didn't even meet you or anything. He goes, yeah, just ask her. She'll get on the podcast. She's cool. And
yeah,
then I think I hit you on the WhatsApp, and that's how we got together on
yeah.
on the podcast. So it's great how things happen. What is the biggest obstacle? Because I know prior maybe 5-10 minutes ago I was talking about how I didn't even pass the physical. Is that a
Mhm.
big issue with the youth and recruitment? The kids not even being in shape enough to qualify to get in. How does that factor in the Dutch Navy?
Yeah, I think that's one of them, but also that they have no clue what it's like to work in defense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically that's what I'm hearing from. We have to stay a lot of time away from home, and yeah, they have no clue actually, and also with exercise. Want sometimes when we have a recruitment day and we do also a little bit exercise so that they can measure themselves if they are already ready to apply for a job, or they have to work a little bit more harder to yeah, get the test. So yeah, it's a little bit of that, a little bit of the sports, but also yeah, that they don't know what it's like to be
Right.
in
Scared to
the
leave home too a little bit, right?
scared to leave home, and they don't know what they can do, because basically if I'm talking about defense, the first things that they come to their mind is like they have to be a fighter, and they have to be very strong and always, yeah,
Right.
basically like a game. And then I tell them from no, it's like on board of a ship you can do a lot of things, eh? You can work in logistics, you can work in as a administration, you can be a cook on board of a ship, technician, yeah, with computers.
Air traffic controller.
Yeah, you can do
All
so
kinds of
many
things.
things. Yeah, yeah, they have no clue, and if you tell them about it, then they're like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know that." So yeah, it's yeah. I thought it was easy, but it's a lot of work to explain them what their options are. But also, yeah, we have a lot of good points that as soon as you start in defense and you start with yeah, education, yeah, because you have to become a military, so we teach you that. So if you come and join the Navy, then as soon as day one starts, then you get salary, and your insurance yeah, is
Everything's
taken
taken
care by
care of.
different,
Right.
yeah, everything's taken care of. And yeah, also, yeah, sport facilities on board of a ship as well, but also at every base you can work out, you can go to swimming pools, so there's so many things that you can do. So yeah, that's also what we tell them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Part of my talk when I do speak to the kids, because we're going to do a talk and then we're going to do a workout June 15th. I'm going to have some entertainment there for the kids, and then they're going to eat. And then I think Jeroen is doing a speech or some breath work with the kids. So it's going to be a lot of exposure to physical fitness because I want to help get them ready if they do decide to join, or just ready for life, period, because you got to be in shape
Hmm.
to really maximize your effectiveness. You need that physical discipline, no matter if you have a desk job, because you need to keep that
Hmm.
back straight and that chest out. The monks originally created martial arts because they were falling asleep during their meditation. So it wasn't to get in better shape; it was just to get to a higher spiritual level that they created the
Ah,
martial arts. And a lot of people don't realize that
okay.
your
I didn't know
brain
that.
and your spirit function so much more effectively when you're taking care of the vessel that houses both. So that's part of what I am going to speak about when I get to talk to the kids June 15th, and also a lot of what you said. That's why I'm asking you these questions now, so I get a little bit of better
Yeah.
gauge for when I address the kids about the opportunities. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because the Navy is the smartest branch. I would like to say they out of in the American military anyway, because they have the most equipment. I always tell people, and they're always shocked. I said, the Navy has more planes than the Air Force. They go, no, really? I'm like, yeah, because they have to keep the sea lanes free. So in the United States, maybe anyway, I don't know about the
Yeah.
Dutch Navy, but when Top Gun is in the Navy, Tom Cruise was in the Navy. That's why I try to tell,
Mm-hmm.
not the Air Force. So actually, the best pilots are in the Navy because they have
Yeah.
to land on the aircraft carriers. So it turns into this whole thing. And when I start
Yeah.
talking to people, they're like, "Oh, wow, wow," because kind of I think sometimes the Navy gets put in the background when it comes to the armed forces because you think
Mm-hmm.
Marine or Army much more glamorous or rough and tough, and Air Force has a better uniform, of course, in the states. So I think
Yeah,
sometimes,
we also have a little bit competition
yeah,
between the
yeah,
difference, but we always say the Navy is the oldest one. We are 535 years old,
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, basically everything is set with that. But I also wanted to tell you that I also asked some teachers already if they are interested in the Mark Jenkins Day. So
Uh-huh.
I basically, yeah, explain a little bit where you came from and what you are doing now, and they are very excited. So
Oh, nice,
that's very nice. Yeah,
nice.
that's
I
very
mean,
nice.
and you got some kids from Rotterdam coming too?
I will check that because it's yeah, it's a 2 hour drive to the
Yo,
Navy
yeah.
base, so we have to check how we can arrange that. But yeah, I'm very excited and hopeful that it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
And
excited. It should be cool. It's gonna be funny. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be inspirational, and
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell these kids really to take advantage of the situation. If you know your situation at home is not gonna get you to where you want to be in life, consider joining the military, where you get free education, free room and board, insurance, salary, and an opportunity to try so many different things. There were so many different things that I was able to try to do that I
Yeah,
always wanted to
sure.
do. You just have access and you get to see the world. So for me,
Yeah.
it was I got out the military at 21, and at 21, I had seen over half the world. And you can't say
Mm-hmm.
that. You
Yeah.
can't get that experience anywhere else. You
Yeah,
can't
that's true.
duplicate those experiences in the civilian world. So I always tell people, if you're looking to really make a mark as an entrepreneur globally, the best way to do that is to become a global ambassador. So by traveling, it really expands your mind and
Mhm.
perspective on things. So you should definitely invest in travel. And if you can't afford travel, the best way to do that is in the military, where you get paid to travel. So it definitely take advantage of all of these things going on. And
Yeah.
what do you think is the future? What do you see in the future of the military right now? Do you see more women joining? Do you see more young people joining? What do you think the future is now with recruitment as far as
Yeah, definitely. Of course, more women. There are now like 16% is female, and in 2030 we want to have 30%.
okay?
And yeah, I see it as my job to also help with that. So hopefully there will be more because it's very good and nice that you have a different kind of people in all sort of shapes and
Yeah,
range, color, and wherever you come from to join the defense and make it stronger because that's basically why we are doing that. Huh?
yeah,
If you have different kind of people in your defense with different kind of ideas, then you get stronger. So
yeah. I think the diversity definitely makes it stronger for
yeah,
sure, for sure.
that's,
And what are your long term plans in the military? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
oh, that's a difficult question because yeah, basically my lifeline in defense is that like at the end of a deployment something is coming up and then I'm gonna do that. So I don't have a plan written out for the next 10 or 15 years. I'm looking now, and for me now it's like yeah, recruitment, and hopefully I can do that for a few years, and after that I will see it. So
Okay.
I
And
just
how?
wanted to do the most important thing is that I can make a difference, and then I
Mhm.
can help people, and yeah, with that I want to continue.
That's great. How long have you been in recruitment for?
Just 1 year now. I started a year ago, but before that,
Ah,
I was always helping recruitment. I was
mm,
always going to events and support my colleagues even in my free time because I enjoy it that much. And yeah, basically this job came on my pad, and yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up. You
Hmm.
got any parting words for the audience or any kids? Let's say we're talking to youth. You got any words for the youth about they're watching this, they're in the Netherlands, they're on the fence about joining the military. They might be coming from a situation like me in the hood and don't really have that many other options outside of that. You got any words for them? Parting words?
Yeah, just come to the Mark Jenkins Experience Day. That's the only thing I just want to say, because you don't have anything to lose. Just come to the day and see us and talk to us, and maybe we can tell you yeah, what it's like and inspire you. And yeah, that's basically what I want to say. Just come to your day, and
Right.
yeah, hopefully we will can inspire with all the colleagues together. Yeah, that they will see what options there are in defense. Yeah,
Perfect, perfect. So June 15th is the event. The base, I don't have it on the top of my head. Where we at?
it's Den Helder, the Navy base.
And it's 10 a.m., right? We're starting?
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Yeah,
So guys, come through, check out the base. If you're not sure where to go, you can DM me, shoot me an email, get to me on Instagram or on
yeah.
social, DMark Jenkins. You can hit me up, and it's going to be a great event. I'm very excited. June 15th. This is my first class. Yeah, yeah, my first class since my injury. So
Ah,
yeah. So I got my quadricep tendon repaired 2 months ago. I got
oh,
injured. So it's my
okay.
first class since I got injured. The first time I'm actually going to jump rope and teach a class, guys. So come, this should be a good one. This should be a good
Ah,
one. Yeah,
okay. Yeah,
yeah. So come through, fam. Everybody's more than welcome, and we're gonna have some fun and be inspired and talk about all kinds of stuff: the military, breathing, life,
yeah.
getting ready for life and being a participant, not a
Yeah, and they
passenger.
can also connect me, yeah, if they thinking after this conversation and they're like, I would definitely want to join defense. They can connect me right away,
And
and
you're gonna be there, right there, right?
of course,
Okay,
yes.
perfect, perfect. So Amelia's going to be there. You can holler at her. You can get
Mhm.
at me. Come to the event, have some fun. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for your contribution in the military. Much respect, and also thank you for breaking barriers and making it easier for other sisters to join the military. So definitely, you're a trendsetter. And if you don't get the credit, I'm giving you your flowers right now. You're
Thank
doing
you.
a hell of a job. Thank you for all you do. Stay on because we are going to keep on talking after the podcast is over. And I just want to say thank you to the audience for watching. Come back for the anabolic mind and peace and love, fam.
Okay, bye.
Bye.